All right, folks, welcome back. Thanks for watching that commercial break. We appreciate it. Videos are pretty much done. Got the first map set up and good to go. And what a surprise. It's Abyssal Reef. Never would have seen this coming.
It's a pretty popular map.
It's almost like it's a normal map without a lot of frills and gimmicks, and thus makes it more enjoyable to play on in a competitive setting.
Well,
this is why I like get the Kermit meme sipping on the tea. It's like, not that that's any of my business.
I hate that meme. That is the worst. I think it's not just that it's a normal map, though. It's an interesting normal map. I mean, Proxima is a normal map, but I never find it very interesting.
I don't know if I'd really claim Proxima as a normal map, though.
Why?
The layout alone makes it very different than typical maps. Like I'm talking about.
I can't agree with that.
Really, you don't think the natural base entrance is like abnormal? Two entrances?
Nah, actually, and no one really uses the back entrance.
I guess that's true.
Because like Deadwing, Proxima, Orbital.
We've seen a couple games where people have knocked down those rocks. I guess not enough though for it to be common. That's true. Yeah,
but Abyssal has so many twists and turns and ledges and cliffs and aesthetics.
Twists and knobs and gadgets and gizmos.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we're going to be getting into game number 1 of the losers match. It's Bly versus aLive TvZ. And I guess we call it the losers match, but it's probably more, I guess it's accurate to say that, but it's like the elimination match. One of these two is going to be knocked out of the tournament, knocked out of the month. They won't get to have a chance to play in this playoffs.
We should call it the biggest loser match.
We need something like really like.
Wait, then whoever wins it isn't the biggest loser.
The death, or like something really gruesome, because it's kind of what it is. But regardless of how you want to refer to it, guys, all you need to know is that this is the Corsair Cup Season 6 off season, and you get to see another great best of 3 starting right now. Top left side of the map is going to be the Red Zerg player, none other than Team Experts Bly.
The bottom right has the blue Terran. It is aLive.
Yo, so I know you peruse Reddit frequently, such as myself. Did you see that thread recently about the quote-unquote overused phrases casters use?
Yeah, but I didn't agree with like any of them.
I know. There's like the look at the supply thing I could argue is maybe, but people are like memeing that more than actually saying it, right? The rest of it, I'm like, what caster are you watching? Like,
yeah. Plus, I feel like, so you could say that generally people talk too much of the supply, or generally people bridge their sentences too much, like with anyways, or like something like that. But that's just a cop-out, right? And I feel like that guy was kind of copping out, because people were like, I don't hear people say that exact sentence very much. And he was like, well, they say something like it. And I was like, well, that's not the same thing as being annoyed when someone says the same thing over and over again.
See, I knew the second they clicked on the thread, though, I wouldn't have to worry about any of it, because we talk about so much random shit. There's nothing for us to repeat over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their repetitive words and their fallbacks, but I feel like we didn't fall into any of those categories. So
it's like the one line they put in there, too. That's all she wrote or something?
Oh, yeah, that's never used.
I've heard Loco say that maybe once, tasteless maybe once. Like, I can't, like, it's not an overused thing.
Yeah, Reddit sometimes. Just looking for attention.
Yeah, it's like really 30-70, 70 being bad on whether you get like a good or a bad thread nowadays, I feel. StarCraft Reddit makes me sad. Not even because like the volatility, the trolling, or this, that, and the other. It's just it's got less content than it used to. I remember when I first got into it, it'd be awesome. I'd log in, it'd be like 2 full pages of like new things to be like, oh my gosh, at. But oh my gosh, the depot is down.
This is bad news. Bad news, bear.
Just to pull the SCV. I mean, this looks like an overreaction, but he needs to do it. The Reaper's on the wrong side of the map. He already lost the SCV building the command center. I mean,
so 4 Lings is really not even that. It's like the midway dedication too, which is kind of like going to be super annoying for aLive.
Look how many minerals he's losing chasing these around.
It's really bad. You know, it's one thing to even get the SCV killed on that natural command center. It's an entire other thing to get in the main base and then get SCV
no way. He gets another kill.
Good God.
Total 4 SCVs for 4 Lings. I think that's a pretty damn good trade in the early game.
At least he didn't lose the other SCV building the command center, because that would have been just deadly. That was really nice.
He almost did, though.
Yeah, exactly. Third CC it feels almost like a response, because aLive hadn't been building like a starport, I guess was maybe like a factory delay or something like that. I don't know, maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was his plan all along. But it will help bridge the gap of this early loss, as well as push off any aggression.
I feel like aLive's slipping a little bit through this game, but the thing for that was a decision made with the Reaper, not like a latency thing, and certainly not like he's like a dumb thing. That was just he wasn't looking at the right place at the right time. And I think versus somebody like Bly, you gotta be extra on edge for things like that.
I really feel like aLive has lost his magic touch in our tournaments. I mean, there's one point where he was guaranteed round of 4 and he always looked solid, and this was his path to victory, kind of like Gumiho. Gumiho looked good in online tournaments, and then he started looking really good in offline tournaments, and now he's potentially GSL champion. And then aLive in the last 2 to 4 weeks, I just feel like, you know, we're constantly just like, well, he seems off today. There's only a certain amount of times you can say that before you just realize he's not doing as well. Makes me sad.
Well, holy shit, the king has returned. He says, off my throne, thanks for keeping it warm. Riamar with 5,000 biddy bits. Aw, they're normal boring bits, Riamar. But he's the bit boss once again, so thank you, Riamar, for the bits.
Yeah. So, Bly, he went for a very quick Roach-Warren follow-up and made Roaches. So he has a third base, it's kind of a lie. He saw that it was a factory opener, so this is more probably a response to Hellions being produced in the third CC, because he doesn't know about the third CC. But we do, and that just means aLive has even less production to fall back on, less counterattack opportunity should just do a lot of damage.
Like, if there was a bunker down, I would feel so good about this, but it's not. He's starting it now. I don't even know if this will get a finish in time. Cleans up the Hellions, Ravager's on the way.
He's trying his best to get a wall down, but actually, the units just attack it, should go down.
Yeah,
should die.
Feels bad when you can't repair that depot.
Yeah. And these are Stimulus Marines. SCVs can only help out so much. They're not doing a terrible job.
I was going to say, even if he doesn't get the bunker, this might not be the end of the world, but I love that Bly positions himself to block out these Marines from getting inside the bunker.
Yeah. I love that aLive focus fired the Ravagers. There were some nice strips on each side.
Yeah, that being said, though, it's still 17 SCV deaths. And
that might not be enough.
Well, I'm going to put like an asterisk on it, because you're right, like the third CC is not something Bly knows about. For his point of view of what he's seen, that was a great attack. For us, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I mean, he cut his workers, not the worst we've ever seen for an attack, but it is significant. And medevacs are on the way out now. So while he did also take out a portion of the army, it is still almost 2 full medevacs that are going to be running around, threatening him without anti-air. Oh, that stim kind of hurt, really.
And the bunker salvage was a little bit premature.
He's going to pick up his SCVs, I assume, and try and hold, because, again, he has 3 CC. Oh, he's not even picking up SCVs, never mind.
Oh, boy. You know, right from the get-go, start to finish this game, this was a little bit rough for aLive. Not saying it's over just yet, but this is still really bad damage. Or really good damage, depending on your point of view.
I think this is it. You know, now it's affected, what is it? It's 31 SCVs. It feels like 30 is kind of a magic number for 3 CC recovery, and it also just killed the army that was supposed to go into those medevacs and return the damage.
Oh, Riamar just
ready to go yet.
I love some of these I still haven't even seen all the interactions with the new bot, but I didn't know you could challenge somebody and then get killed by their guards, apparently. Get wrecked.
Oh.
I feel like if you do that as the boss, it should totally kill you as the boss. Just make like a blank slate. Danger. But, oh, dropping a fresh mule, losing that. That sucks. That hurts. The drop, not full. This has got less, like 1 full medevac and like 1 extra marine, I think. There's just really not a lot to this.
Yeah. aLive has a path to come back, but it is a very difficult one after losing more army and 10 more SCVs, specifically. I feel like he is dropping with 2 full medevacs plus maybe like 2 other somewhat full medevacs if that Ling attack hadn't have happened. And he's probably pulling Bly apart. So this was easy peasy cleaned up. His third base is delayed a little bit more. And he's going to be falling behind in upgrades. Yeah, it's almost at 1-1.
I didn't even consider the upgrades being that problem in this game, but you're right. Oh gosh, and it's worse too because this is roaches. This isn't something where like, oh, they're flimsy little zerglings. These are pretty hard already enough to kill roaches.
Oh, aLive. If he's not dropping and buying time, then he's he's going to try and turtle, which can work. But I don't know about in this game. Starting his tank count only just now with one popping out, and there's already so many roaches. Supply is going to explode in supply. He's going to take him out. aLive's even out of position. I thought he was going to turtle. Do the opposite.
Oh, is he going to kill the command center? Oh my god, that was like one more volley does it, but he gets on top of the tank. I thought it got picked up. It just disappeared instantly, but no, the roaches killed it. He's pushing through the Marines. There's a lot of Marines granted, but Bly's army supply doesn't look like it's faltering despite bleeding out roaches.
Yeah. Those upgrades certainly helping at this point, too. Otherwise, maybe that's a little bit closer.
It's just pinching everything out. GG. Bly takes game number 1. Ah, man. So we learned recently that the boss abilities are a global cooldown. Riomar just joins us on the channel. So somebody boss gifted and boss taxed earlier means you can't boss gift or boss tax now, but you can still boss glory by the looks of it if you are the boss. I think CPP Maniac was the one who taxed everybody, if I recall. The evil dictator.
Evil. It's a fun bot.
Yeah. I did ask, by the way, if they could, like, for example, not have it tell when people pull stuff out of a mystery bag or find a way to reduce spam. And in the current version of the beta, they cannot, but they've taken it into consideration. Because the thing is, I asked them, the biggest channel they had before we got into the beta was like 500 viewers. So, little bit more over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna aggressively hug you. No, that's actually exactly what I would have done in real life. BaseTradeTV childishly hugs Zombie Grub. Zombie Grub's just giving away for free, or BaseTradeTV's just giving away for free over here.
Can I respond to it? What's a bot command?
There's a slap command.
That's what I was gonna try.
Could just hug it back. I'm just. You hastily slapped me with a jagged remote.
A jagged remote?
Ouch! That hurt.
Okay, I'm not that mad about it. Jesus.
Like, a hug's a hug, but I mean seriously.
God.
All right, game number 2 kicks off here in the elimination match. Big thank you to Mega for the Twitch Prime sub. In the top left side of the map, though, he's down 1 game. It is our Korean player representing my insanity. It's aLive.
In the bottom right is the red Zerg. It is Bly for Team Expert. Not that you would know.
I'm really curious. Okay, so we got a PvP in the winners bracket, right? I'm going to just assume Showtime moves on for the sake of it because I think he's favored. But Mana's PvP is pretty good. Regardless, though, who do you think Bly has a better time? Like the rematch versus Mana or fighting Showtime for the first time?
The rematch versus Mana.
Showtime's such a scary guy to fight.
I think he is really one of the best players in the world.
I think you're thinking of Neeb.
Well, I was going to say I was thinking of Donkthing recently, but I said, yeah, whatever. I'll still stand by it. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see how Valencia will go for a lot of those guys too.
Oh man, it's so quickly. I really like it's been a long time. Well, I guess there's always like little pockets of when the tournaments are one after another, and they've tried very hard to not let that happen. But there was a point in StarCraft 2 where that was what was expected. You went to MLG Dallas, to MLG Providence, to IEM something, to Red Bull something like. And I wonder if it really does affect people only to have 3 weeks in between tournaments. Well, I won't know unless I ask him, and it's not going to happen anytime soon, I guess.
Yeah. By the way, someone just set us up with a 1-year resub. So if you haven't already, keep in mind part 2 is being sent out on a bit of a delay with Zombie being in Korea and all. But send us a form or a message here on the channel. We will give you a form to fill out and get you a part 2 in real life. Also, someone in chat asking if BaseTradeTV is sponsored by Ting. So technically, we've never actually been sponsored by Ting, to be perfectly clear. But Ting has sponsored events we've done. We kind of have like an open. A bit of an open relationship, you know. We don't really mind if the other one works with other people. But they are pretty cool. They're pretty chill. And yes, we still have promo codes working through them. So if you are really looking to use Ting, sign up for it. Go to bttv.ting.com. and make sure to grab the code so you can save some bucks while signing up with them. Also lets them know you came from us. To be clear, by the way, we have actually been in talks with good old Jesse about putting on the next season of Ting. Ideally starting qualifiers end of July, maybe early August. But that's still nothing close to confirmed, just simply musings at the moment.
So some interesting things happened. There was a pretty good Reaper scout that killed, I think, 2 drones and also scouted a Roach Warren. Bly canceled said Roach Warren after being scouted for so long and went for 2-base lair.
Ooh.
So aLive does not recognize that and is responding incorrectly.
He takes out the gas. Is this going to be for a Spire? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's Bly.
Well, it's Bly, so I mean, a Nidus Storm is actually totally viable as well.
Well, I think if he had already built the Roach Warren again.
Yeah,
exactly. Then that'd be the coolest mind game because he actually canceled it. But then like aLive wouldn't have realized. Like, okay, but no, I definitely think the Spire. I think because aLive is prepping for roaches, and if you 2-base Nidus Worm, yes, it gets in the main, but they still have units against roaches. Where I think if you go for a 2-base Spire after trying to trick them, they have tanks that don't actually help. They're a big investment this early on. You know, that reactor that is supposed to be building on the factory instead build a tech lab and isn't building widow mines, is building tanks. Like, you know, it does change up a little bit. Although tanks are no longer useless against Smeedling Bling like they once were.
Yeah. Just to address another question in chat while this builds up. Someone wants to know where Snoot is. Snoot played Group A. This is Group B. Snoot and Nurcho advanced out of Group A, and they'll be going through to the playoffs, which is still a not confirmed date on account of the fact that we had to shuffle things around for the IEM qualifiers.
Yeah. I think aLive was very scared. I wasn't paying super close attention to his build order, but I feel like he was trying to do a 2-1-1 and then swap the tank production, which messed up his timings. Because Stim would usually finish up exactly when your medevacs finish up.
Well, this is also a much harder map to abuse tanks with. Like, there is a spot over here, but you kind of have to assume that Zerg are going to take this, right? aLive hasn't scouted it yet, but this has a big part to do with, I think, that Roach Warren that he saw / didn't see. Tanks would be phenomenal against that, but not so great against mutas.
Yeah. And really just low numbers of Marines without combat shields can sometimes just not be very impressive versus mutas. So, I mean, I think he's thinking that Bly macroed, which isn't wrong necessarily, but macroed more than he really did. So he might get on a creep a little bit too much with those lings that it surrounds, and the mutas will clean everything up. Or maybe he can get the hatchery and then, like, get out of there. I don't know. Doubtful. Dam's not even done. Ooh.
So maybe he just loses everything.
Yeah. I think Bly looking more for the splash damage on the Marines with those lings from the tank itself, but I think either way he takes it. He takes it, and
he'll get those medevacs too. He's not bringing all the. What are you guys doing?
50-50.
Yeah, they're a bit slow without that boost, so this is a bit rough for aLive. A lot of very expensive units going down here. Tank, the Marines, but most importantly, those medevacs.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say he was successfully tricked now that Bly has pushed aLive all the way back home. aLive is getting everything he would want, 3rd CC, Widow Mines, 1-1 combat shields, but he is now pinned into his base, and Bly should be really getting that economy going.
Oh, it's going for a bit of a bamboozle tactic. We're going to have Banelings and Burrow.
I like it. Love it. I mean, you usually, consider a regular game. At 5 minutes, you're being attacked by 2-1-1, followed by almost immediate pressure with the 4 medevacs, followed by what is probably another push. And they're hopefully never letting up.
Oh, is
so you don't really get to put your Banelings on the map.
No. If he gets that +1 as well, I mean, you're like, at least you get the +1, so you have the weapons to fight. aLive knows that he has to protect this too with how close that timing is.
Forcing out stims? Yes, it is. But forcing out stims can turn this into a position the mutas can take on. Ooh.
Those Widow Mines. Oh, there's no... Well, I mean, Korean Widow Mines are like magnets. Well, what matter if all the mutas die before then, so get shredded.
He got combat shields. I am so surprised. That was like half a second from finishing.
No, I never saw it die.
Yeah,
nice.
Was that worth losing 6 mutas, roughly?
You know what? If your follow-up is Baneleys and Lings, I would say yes. And that's what he's doing. Lots of Lings being made right now, pumped out to be sent across the map.
Yeah. It's also just, again, like, if it wasn't...
Oh, it's got Burrow,
if
too?
aLive was pressuring, I think...
Wait, how does that not get revealed? Its head is sticking out of the ground!
Don't worry about it.
I was going to get baited, maybe? Oh,
no. Try to be baited. But yeah, aLive has to also push...
Oh, he's still going to get baited.
This looks so stupid. It looks like they died there.
It looks like They burrowed wrong. Everyone else burrows upside down, and they burrowed the other way.
It's the special things.
But he's going to try and bait this out. I really like this, too. The muta's coming in. It looks typical. It doesn't look abnormal at all. There's no way to tell this is the case. And Bly going to pop up those feelings. Oh, it's so close. Nope. Oh, shh.
That's good. No Overseer, so can't take out the Widowmine. Just leaves it alone for now. Oh, God. So far dominating aLive here. All Bly is really missing is Lings at third base, because there's nothing protecting that third base.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the army, but he's just waiting for the Banelings right now. I think he just wants to roll in and maybe get a couple more cool tricks, but maybe also, like, aLive's got to be a little bit aware this may be the case. He's just got bamboozled.
Bly is being so flippant about a lack of detection. He doesn't have Overlord speed, so I guess that's why he's not bothering. But I feel like that's the way that he loses this attack. He just like, rolls into 2 Widowmines.
Yeah, I mean, they're scattered and placed out. This one looks like his knees didn't quite get in the ground. You're like, seriously, how do you not see this sticking out of the ground?
Well, its entire head is like visible to us, so what does it even matter? What is life?
It's like watching an Ultralisk burrow. You're like, really? Is that burrowed? Because I feel like that crater in the ground might just give it away.
Yeah.
Oh, big attack on 2 fronts. He's going to roll in, take out those Widowmines. Couple more on the backside. He's got to be careful. But handling this well, Bly looking pretty good shutting down this third base.
Yeah. aLive was trying to go for his classic Great Wall of aLive. Not going to work. And Bly is going to be on 5 bases, one of them a gold on 64 drones, and all of the momentum, all the map control. His creeps really isn't that crazy. He probably hasn't really been building a lot of extra queens, but his mutas have been doing a great job keeping the map control anyway. Bly's got this game.
I wonder if that scan was for burrowed Banelings or if that was intentionally, or a missed scan for a burrowed Ling block out the command center. I think he knows that there's Banelings that are going to be in play in silly ways. But you know, the burrow Baneling can sometimes be startling and alarming like what we saw. I still don't think anyone out there does it as good as TLO. That dude hides Banelings in the middle of a fight. He's like a magician with sleight of hand.
We finally have Overseers, by the way.
Yeah, but he knows about all the Widowmine placements. He's been baiting them out really successfully, too.
Yeah. There are so many that this is one of the ways that he loses the game, though.
Maybe.
4 of them here on the ramp. A lot of Lings will go down.
He splits pretty damn well. Now the Banelings have free reign to hit and crash into the Marines. But he says, you know what? Screw it. Look at everything else. You don't want to fight me? Fine. GG. Bly eliminates aLive, knocking the Korean out of the tournament. So that is now 0 chance for Koreans to be in the playoffs.
Someone told me they were good.
I know, right? I will agree with you, though. Something's definitely felt off about aLive. You could argue latency. You could argue time zone. There's a lot of very legitimate things you could say. But just generally speaking, even in like the Korean-based events, he's been kind of so-so. He can turn it on when he needs to, but I feel like we saw the not best aLive we've ever seen today. However, not to take away from Bly, that was still a good win with really clever tactics. Good bait, like he did a lot of things very well. So I don't want to like take away his victory by saying, oh, well, his opponent was just shit. I mean, he might as well have been playing North America. That's how I imagine everybody on Team Liquid sounds like. Not the players, obviously, the posters.
All the Team Liquid players.
I'm like mocking Mono right now.
Rude.
All right, so we got the winners match coming up next. It's a PvP. It's Mono versus Showtime. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you guys for watching as we get into the Vetoes.